let's say 9, 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? This degree we on right now was not sown into the hearts of the people. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago, the majority of our community was, still indulging in, Afrocentric tradition and culture. You know what I'm saying? RBG type culture, and the Moorish Renaissance, things of that nature were heavy. And those sciences are kind of what ushered in the rebirth of this indigenous, how we identify ourselves as being indigenous, you know what I'm saying? I would say the Moors played a great role in it because they were among the first to be out here outwardly saying, we from here. You know what I'm saying? So, me personally, I want to thank the Moors for the work they did. I want to thank the RBG communities for the work they did. And I want to thank the Afrocentric communities for the work they did and holding us down until we got to this point where we was ready to graduate to this plus degree. You know what I'm saying? So, 10, 11 years ago, I kind of planted my feet in the streets of New York under the title Turtle Gang. You know what I mean? And, I was the spook who sat by the door. I filmed, shot videos, recorded music for a lot of people in the New York City conscious movement. Created a lot of great relationships with a lot of very well-known people. And in the process of doing that, I was introducing myself, letting these people know who I am. Like, y'all covering a wide base of study in terms of indigenous cultures, but y'all not really too heavy on the indigenous cultures that we all descend from right here. And being a descendant of the Lenape, I felt it was my place to step into the community and speak for our people. You know what I mean? Not just Lenape people, but indigenous, Americans, Eastern Woodland Indians who have a very unique story. You know what I'm saying? So, needless to say, I was on that spook who sat by the door degree, and I was amongst all these great scholars, researchers, people who have proved to be proficient in so many areas, but I saw that they lacked the proficiency of dealing with their actual knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have knowledge of the world, and if you see yourself as the world, then I guess you could say you have knowledge of self because you can tell me about cultures from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? For me, knowledge of self was knowing my personal history, my personal self, what makes me tick, what foods I can eat, what foods I can't eat, what I can drink, what I can't drink, what sciences I can, indulge in. You know what I mean? Like, what affects who I am? What has affected who I am? My lineage. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. That's what knowledge of self is to me. You know what I'm saying? We all know that, if you drop a human being off a fucking 30-foot, platform, when they smack against the ground, they're gonna break their fucking bones. Everybody know that. That's understood, right? That's general. But everybody don't got a peanut allergy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have, just any of the many diseases we suffer from. You know what I mean? Because these things are personal to individuals. See what I'm saying? So when I say knowledge of self, I'm not talking about the general studies. I'm talking about knowledge of my actual self and what's good for me, what's bad for me, mentally, physically, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? So I felt as though, in order for our people to achieve the wellness that we were in search of, we needed to address all the psychologies that make up who we are. You know what I'm saying? And for many of us, we have overlooked our indigenous, native ancestry, and therefore we can't even deal with the pain that our elders suffered through. You know what I'm saying? Which is the reasons why a lot of them didn't tell us the details. And you know, by now, a lot of our parents, you know what I mean? Our parents this information was even hidden from them. So it's to the point where our parents, some of our grandparents couldn't even necessarily share the in-depth knowledge of it, but they could give you the basics. But, you know, so, you know, I felt it was like, you know, it was time for me to come onto the scene, being that I'd been building up relationships with all these different people around the community. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna give. You know, you don't ask what can you do for me, you ask what can I do for you. So I came through, I gave, I worked with people, I created art with people, created demonstrations, you know what I mean? I laid the groundwork for what is now Turtle Gang Edutainment, you know what I mean? And got to a point where, you know, I'm like, okay, who is gonna fuck with me? I'm holding people down, helping people, utilizing my skills and my talents. Who was gonna now help me? Who gonna help Turtle get his message out here, since Turtle been helping everybody get their message out? You know what I'm saying? So I sat back patiently and never really got the alley-oop I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, I worked with some heavy hitters, man. Sat up under the feet of some heavy hitters, shared this information with them, thinking like, you know, you really concerned about the people. Here's somebody that can show and prove for all the things he's saying. Like, let's do something, you know. But it never really happened, you know what I mean? Never really materialized. And that's cool. I understand, like, you know, the information I was presenting was, you know, to the community I was in, it was unique to that community. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand the hesitation of my peers to jump behind the things I was saying. You know what I mean? But you know, let's now we look 10 years later, it's 2019. You know what I'm saying? And like, niggas can't breathe no more. Like, you know, I wouldn't dare say Afrocentrism is dead. Of course not. You know, it's been simmering, it's been incubating in our communities for 40, 50 years. So it's but amongst the youth, nah. The youth is feeling this indigenous, I'm an Indian shit. They on that wave right now. You know what I mean? And I'm honored to have been a part of that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here now that is teaching this truth. They're coming with it. They're bringing that heat. You know what I mean? But you know, they just continuing with it in the same tradition as the people that they was raised up watching. And that would be the conscious community. And you know, it's very confrontational. It's very, we were first, y'all was this. It's all that shit. I don't necessarily care for that because I can only speak for me and mine. I don't speak for the entire melanated race of the planet. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my history. I know melanated people was beefing with melanated people before the Europeans even came on the scene. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but basically, man, it's time to tell this story, man. It's time to tell it from a even more personal angle. You know, I share a lot in terms of my family, our history, our struggle, but I take you on a personal journey. You know what I mean? And it's been a long journey. It's been difficult. You know what I mean? And it's something that definitely needs to be shared with the world. It's a lot more coming, man. Turtle done shook the world up, and we're gonna continue to shake the world up, you know what I mean? Turtle, I got the world on my back. Call me Atlas, man. Christ on the cross, man. The cross represents the four corners, represent the universe. You know what I mean? That's Atlas, B. It's the world on his back. I got the world on my shoulders. That's Turtle, man. Turtle Island, man. A lot of niggas standing on the backs of turtles, man. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this about Turtle Island, man. Turtle Island is also known as Land of the Frogs. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas claiming turtle ain't turtle. They a bunch of fucking frogs, man. And they all fucking leaping a little too soon. Slow your fucking roll. Turtle Island, AKA Land of the Frogs. That's right, nigga. Frogger, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Represent them logs, B. I represent them sacred logs that we sit around the campfire on. You feel me? That's some same logs that Frogger was leaping from. You feel me? 13 sacred logs that surround the fire. All right? Juanisha. Peace.